coming off that win yesterday, how much does that change the vibe here at practice and all that?
Well, if you've been in playoff series before, you know that you're never really in the series until you get a win, whether it's on the road or at home. We are now officially in the playoffs for 2018.
Jason, how proud are you about the way the bench responded?
Very proud, but it's definitely something that we talked about. We wanted to come out, provide energy, provide a spark, execute our game plan, take care of the ball, and get open shots and make open shots, and we were able to do that.
What type of statement do you feel like you guys made to the Celtics?
Well, I don't think there was any emphasis on making a statement. It was more of, hey, we had an opportunity to win game one. They took it from us. They outworked us, they out-physicality'd us, if that's a word, in game two. And then we returned the favor in game three. I just think this is how this series is going to be. The team that's more physical, the team that takes care of the ball, and the team that imposes their will for 48 minutes is the one that most likely will come out victorious.
Jason, you played with Delly for a couple of years now. Can you talk about the importance of a guy like Delly in this situation?
Very, very important. And we had him the first two games on the bench, but being in the game and having that impact and showing your leadership, showing your toughness, you can only do that by being in the game. And I think he came out and he made a statement, not to the Celtics, but to his teammates, that I'm here. I'm here to protect you, and I'm here to do whatever you need me to do to help us win.
I know a lot of people talked to Jabari Parker after he made his comments about not getting enough minutes, but what change did you see in him yesterday? Because he got the minutes and he put up the production.
I just thought he backed it up. You know, once you make a bold statement as a professional athlete, you know all eyes are going to be on you. And then one thing about it is your teammates are looking at you too. How are you going to respond? I think Jabari throughout this whole ordeal, since he's came back from his injury, has been a professional. He stated what he's wanted, and he's went out and proven that he can be effective in his minutes.
In the same name of backing it up, what about Eric? How did you think he did against Rozier yesterday?
Didn't surprise me one bit. Being around Eric the last 6.5 months, I've seen the competitiveness that he's had in him. I've seen the leadership. He has the ability to be top 5 point guard in the NBA. It's just what it is. Physically, he's imposing. His jump shot is coming, but his floor game, his ability to pick his spots and lead his team, I think bar none, he's top 5.
Did you see a different fire in Jabari before the game yesterday, just knowing the comments that he made and backing it up?
It wasn't a fire, but it was more of just a calm demeanor. You know, he was relaxed. It was like he got something off his chest that he had been holding in, and he was able to go out and play free. His mind was free. And he's at his best when he can just go out there and hoop. And he did it on both ends of the floor, too. You know, you look at Jabari, and people see the 20 points, the 6 rebounds that he averaged last season. But it's defense. I mean, athletically, he can guard any position, 1 through 5, out on the floor. And he showed that last game.
Exactly a year ago today, you guys were in a similar position. You were coming off a big Game 3 win over Toronto, heading into Game 4. You know, what do you, as a team, learn from that experience, being in it a year ago and bringing it into tomorrow's game?
Very similar situation, early game, coming off a victory. We cannot come out complacent. We must come out aggressive. We must be more physical. We must take care of the ball. We must get out in transition, and we must share the ball. I mean, those are our keys to victory. No matter what time this game is tomorrow, we understand that this game is very important to this series, and we got to come out ready to go from the beginning.
Thon didn't play in those first 2 games, and obviously he plays last night. What did you think of his ability as a young guy, out of the rotation, and then just able to make an impact in those 24 minutes?
I thought he showed tremendous growth and development and maturity. It takes a very strong mental approach to be able to sit out 3 weeks where you really weren't in the rotation, and then to be thrust into action in a playoff series where we're down and we really need you to show up, and to perform like he did on both ends of the floor was tremendous. And I think he's grown. And he was one of those guys that had a huge impact in our series against Toronto. He brought that same passion, that same fire. And I seen it in him, I trusted him, I believed in him, because I see him put the work in. and he hadn't stopped. You know, he never wavered, he never got down on himself, and he always knew what he could bring to the table, and last night it was very evident.
Last night you guys were so switch heavy, and that obviously requires a large amount of focus. That's something that you guys have lacked at times this year defensively. How do you bring that again like you did in Game 3?
Well, we trapped a lot last game. I mean, we were trapping all over the place. We never switched. We went under all ball screens. You know, I'm kind of messing with you here because I don't want to give away our strategy. But no, we just want to come out and implement our game plan. We've made several adjustments already. And again, we know the key to victory is be more physical and impose your will.
Speaking more generally, that focus, that is something that you guys have lacked defensively this year.
No
There's been
question.
Times. How do you keep them?
Well, you just got to know that, I mean, we haven't accomplished anything. We've won one game. Yes, we're in the series, but that same focus, that same intensity has to be shown and proven again tomorrow afternoon.
Tomorrow could be your last game at the Bradley Center, possibly. What are your favorite memories of the building?
No, there's plenty more games. I mean, are we moving in? You know something I don't know?
No.
Is it ready?
I don't know.
The court, the locker room? I don't know. No, this will not be the last game. I'll go on record and say this will not be the last game. But, hey, my last memory of right now was the environment that I was a part of last night. Electrifying. Aaron Rodgers sitting courtside. Didn't know he was going to have ownership in the team. But just seeing him over there and the ovation that he got, it meant a lot. The whole entire Milwaukee community, I mean, it was electric, man. And I think that's something that they should think about carrying over to the new building. It should be like that because of the talent we have and the team we have and the support we have from the upper management. This should be like this every single game, regardless if it's playoffs, preseason, regular season. We should have that same electric environment.
What did you make of Aaron joining the ownership group?
I thought it's tremendous. I mean, anytime you have a legend like the man himself, Mr. Doublecheck, it means a lot, man. And he's very supportive. I mean, he's talking to me in pregame like, Jet, we got to get you out there. I want to see you fly around. And he's putting his wings out. And I was like, man, but we also seen him in L.A. And he was sitting courtside, and he was chopping it up with some of the guys. He's just showing his support. Just tremendous, man. He's always been a professional, somebody that that inspires me because I love what he does out there on the football field.